Stop, just for a second. Put the phone down. I know why you're here. I know that feeling coiling in your gut. It's that familiar toxic cocktail of anxiety, hope, and a desperate need for certainty. Your thumb is hovering over her name. Your brain is firing off 1,000 justifications, 1,000 perfectly crafted casual-sounding messages. Just checking in. Hey, saw this and thought of you. How's your week been? Each one a lie. Each one a mask for the real question you're dying to ask. Do you still care? Am I still on your mind? Do I still exist to you? You haven't even sent the message yet, and a wave of humiliation is already washing over you. Why is that? Why does the very act of reaching out feel like a surrender? Why does it feel like you've already lost before the battle has even begun? You think the problem is finding the right words, the perfect combination that will unlock her attention and bring her back. But you're wrong. The problem isn't the message. The problem is your urge to send it. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to dismantle that urge, expose the psychological lie it's built on, and show you why the most powerful, attractive, and value-building move you can possibly make is to do absolutely nothing. I'm going to show you how. By embracing silence, you win. You always win. Let's be brutally honest about what's happening inside you right now. That burning need to text her has almost nothing to do with her. It's not born from a genuine, spontaneous desire to connect. It's a desperate attempt to medicate your own discomfort. You're in a state of uncertainty, and your brain is screaming at you to resolve it. Uncertainty feels like a threat to our primal mind. It's an open loop, a question mark in the code of your reality, and it triggers a deep-seated anxiety. You crave the relief of a reply, any reply, even a bad one, because at least a negative answer provides closure. It's the not knowing that's killing you. So you reach for your phone. That text message is not a tool for communication. It's a painkiller. It's a dose of aspirin you're taking to temporarily numb the throbbing headache of ambiguity. You send it, and for a fleeting moment, you feel a sense of control. You've done something. But what have you really done? You've just treated a symptom, not the underlying wound. The wound is your emotional dependency on her validation. The wound is the fact that your sense of peace is currently located inside her phone, waiting for a notification to bring it back to you. The painkiller wears off fast, doesn't it? The relief is replaced by a new, more potent anxiety waiting for the reply. The minutes stretch into an eternity, the three dots that never appear, the read receipt that acts as a silent executioner of your hope. You didn't heal the wound, you just made it deeper. You've proven to yourself once again that your emotional state is entirely contingent on her actions. Silence, on the other hand, forces you to confront the wound directly. It forces you to sit with the discomfort, to feel the anxiety, and to realize that you can survive it. It teaches your brain that you don't need an external response to find your internal equilibrium. You have to understand she feels this. Women are masters of subcommunication. They might not be able to articulate it in psychological terms, but they feel the asterisk motive asterisk behind your message. They can sense the nervous energy, the neediness, the quiet desperation vibrating through those pixels. A text sent from a place of calm, genuine confidence feels entirely different from one sent to quell your own inner turmoil. When you text her to fix your feelings, you are metaphorically showing up on her doorstep, bleeding and asking her to patch you up. You are making your emotional stability her responsibility. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that kills attraction faster than that. Every needy text you send is a withdrawal from your bank of perceived value. Every just checking in message screams that you have nothing better to do, that your thoughts are consumed by her, that your world has shrunk to the size of your chat history. You think you're showing you care, but what she sees is a man whose happiness depends on her. You become a project, a burden, not a partner, and as your value plummets, her power over you skyrockets. Her silence becomes your tormentor. A delayed reply isn't just a delayed reply, it's a judgment on your worth. A dry one-word answer isn't just a sign of disinterest, it's a dagger to your ego. You hand her the remote control to your emotions, and you're surprised when she starts changing the channel, or worse, just turns the TV off. Every time you chase her silence with another message, you are sacrificing a piece of yourself. You are losing your strength, your self-respect, and most importantly, your opportunity for growth. You are choosing the temporary relief of chasing over the permanent power of self-possession. The cost is far greater than just one unanswered text. The cost is you. Here is the fundamental mistake you are making. You are treating her silence as a puzzle to be solved. You believe that if you just analyze the situation enough, if you just find the right angle, the right phrase, the right time to text, you can crack the code and fix whatever is broken. You are operating under the false assumption that her pulling back is a complex mystery that requires your brilliant detective work. It's not, it's a signal. Her pullback, her silence, her fading interest is not a riddle. It is an answer. It's the clearest, most unambiguous signal you could ever receive. It's a signal that her attraction is falling. And what do you do when you receive that signal? You do the one thing guaranteed to make it fall even faster. You lean in, you chase, you investigate, you demand, you probe. Attraction is not a logical negotiation. It's an emotional current. It moves toward excitement, strength, mystery, and confidence. It moves away from predictability, pressure, and neediness. When a woman feels her attraction for you waning, the one thing she wants to see is that you are okay without her, that your world keeps spinning, that you are a source of your own happiness and validation. She wants to see strength. By chasing her, by texting and calling to figure things out, you are showing her the exact opposite. You are confirming her fading feelings. You are showing her weakness. You are smothering the last embers of her curiosity with the wet blanket of your anxiety. You are trying to use logic to solve an emotional problem, and in doing so, you are killing the very emotion you're trying to revive. Her silence is telling you to back away, and your insistence on breaking that silence is the reason she put it up in the first place. You must stop treating her like a puzzle and start seeing her actions as a signal to stop, to pull back, and to refocus that energy on the only thing you can actually control, yourself. Now let's talk about the counterintuitive magic of doing nothing. Silence is not an empty space. It is a vacuum, and its power lies in its ability to pull curiosity and uncertainty into it. When you are constantly texting, calling, and present, you are a known quantity. You are predictable. Your attention is guaranteed. It's like a store that hands out free samples on the street corner every single day. At first it's nice, but soon people just walk by without a second thought. The value is zero because the supply is infinite, and the effort to get it is non-existent. But what happens when that store suddenly disappears? What happens when the free samples stop? People who had grown accustomed to it start to wonder, where did they go? I wonder what happened. A space has been created in their routine, in their mind. This is the power of absence. When you go silent, you stop being the predictable, ever-present source of validation. You introduce a question mark into her reality. Where did he go? Why isn't he texting me? I thought he was so interested. Did I misread the situation? Did he meet someone else? Her brain, just like yours, hates an open loop. Your silence forces her to think about you in a way your presence never could. Your presence was about you seeking answers from her. Your silence forces her to start asking questions about you. Curiosity is the engine of attraction. Without it, there is no spark, no desire to know more. Your constant texting kills her curiosity because you're giving her all the answers before she even has a chance to ask the questions. The main answer you're giving her is, I am completely sold on you and I am terrified of losing you. By going silent, you flip the script. You create mystery. You become the reward she is no longer certain she can have. You shift from being the free sample to being the rare, limited edition product that she suddenly finds herself thinking about. This is where the entire power dynamic shifts. As long as you are the one texting, waiting, and hoping, you are in the weaker frame. You have given her all the power. You are orbiting her, waiting for a little bit of light and warmth from her planet. Your emotional state rises and falls based on the speed and enthusiasm of her replies. You shrink a little every time you see she's online but hasn't opened your message. You feel a pang of rejection with every short, polite, but disengaged response. You are handing her your power, piece by piece, with every message you send seeking her approval. You are not meant to orbit anyone. You are a source of gravity. You are the center of your own universe. Your purpose is to build a life so compelling, so full of passion and purpose, that it pulls others into your orbit. Going silent is the first step in reclaiming that gravity. It is not a punishment for her. It is not a manipulative game. It is a profound act of self-recalibration. It's you declaring primarily to yourself that your emotional well-being will no longer be outsourced. Your value does not live in her phone. It doesn't flicker on and off based on her notification settings. Your value lives in you. It is forged in the gym, in the books you read, in the business you build, in the friendships you cultivate, in the passions you pursue. Silence creates the space for you to remember that. It cuts the cord of external validation and forces you to plug back into your own internal power source. You stop checking your phone for her and you start checking in with yourself. The power dynamic shifts not because you are trying to manipulate her, but because you are genuinely realigning with your own center of power. And that authentic shift in energy is something she will feel more profoundly than any words you could ever type. I can hear the objection screaming in your mind, the voice of fear disguised as logic. But what if she forgets about me? What if she thinks I'm not interested? What if I lose her forever by not texting? This is the final test. This is the moment you have to choose between the illusion of control offered by chasing and the absolute power of letting go. And here is the truth. The one thing you need to burn into your mind. When you choose silence, born from self-respect, you cannot lose. You always win. Let's break down the possible outcomes, because in every single scenario you emerge stronger, better, and more powerful. Outcome number 1. She reaches out. Your silence has created that vacuum of curiosity. She starts to question your absence. She wonders if she took your attention for granted. Her own uncertainty begins to gnaw at her, and she sends that text you were once so desperate to receive. And when she does, everything has changed. You are no longer the chaser. You are the one being sought. The entire dynamic has flipped. You are now responding from a position of strength, not desperation. You have regained all the leverage you had bled out through your neediness. You didn't force it. You allowed it to happen by demonstrating your high value through your absence. You win. Outcome number 2. She doesn't reach out. And after a week, 2 weeks, a month of silence, you find something incredible happening. You stop caring as much. The acute, desperate pain begins to fade. By focusing your energy back on yourself, on your work, your health, your mission, you've begun to fill the void she left. You start to feel the return of your own energy, your own confidence. You realize your happiness was never really about her. It was about your lack of connection to your own life's purpose. Her silence becomes a gift, a catalyst that forced you to grow, to rebuild, to become a more powerful version of yourself. You didn't get the girl, but you got yourself back. And that is a far greater victory. You win. Outcome number 3. She doesn't reach out, and it still hurts. But you gain the one thing that your anxiety was trying to rob you of, clarity. You are no longer stuck in the agonizing limbo of maybe. You are no longer wasting your precious time and emotional energy on someone who is not interested enough to make an effort. Her definitive silence is a definitive answer. It's a no, and a clear no is infinitely more valuable than 1,000 vague maybes. It sets you free. It allows you to close the chapter, to grieve if you must, but then to move on with your life, unburdened by false hope. You are free to find someone who will meet your energy with equal enthusiasm, someone who actually wants to be in your life. You have been liberated from a situation that was draining your power. You win. In every scenario, you win. The moment you choose to act from a place of self-respect instead of desperation, you seize victory. The game was never about getting her. It was about keeping you. It was about refusing to abandon yourself in pursuit of someone else's validation. Silence is your tool. It is your power. It is your path to clarity and your reclamation of freedom. The next time you feel that frantic urge, that desperate itch to send a message to bridge the gap her silence has created, I want you to stop. I want you to remember this. This feeling, this anxiety is not a signal to reach for your phone. It is a signal to reach for yourself, to choose your own respect over her attention, to choose your own peace over the chaos of her validation, to choose the long-term victory of self-possession over the short-term, fleeting relief of a sent message. Whatever happens next, you will be fine because you have finally decided that you are the prize. Walk away from a situation that demands you to beg just once, and I promise you, you will never beg for anything or anyone again.